For this week, I wanted to talk about when I was in high school and was learning Hebrew. I came to day school with little to no background, and by the time kids were in 7th or 8th grade that had been in day school, they were pretty fluent in Hebrew. And so there was a special class for kids who were first coming in, and it was a New Opportunities program, and they had beginner Hebrew classes for us, kind of like ESL classes, where they were hoping after a year or two you would go into your regular grade class and be able to be in that kind of class. So I was in 8th grade, and I was in a class with kids mostly from 7th to 9th grade. Uh, these were the kids first coming in with little to no background. There were about 8 of us in the class. And as far as the teaching, we definitely read a lot. Uh, so we used textbooks that worked systematically through various vocabulary levels, like in the Nation's article mentioned. They're definitely progressed as you move through the year and through the years in terms of vocabulary and reading content, the length of the reading, and the vocabulary used. So we also, there was a lot of repetition of words in those readings, especially basic words like girl, boy, teacher, student, very beginner words like that you would see frequently in the readings. So to focus on the basic vocabulary, um, yeah, a lot of the passages used a lot of repetition so that you would eventually learn those words. And then it progressed to a lot of conjugation of verbs. In Hebrew, we did focus on prefixes and suffixes a lot because in Hebrew, it changes the whole meaning of the word. So prefixes are, instead of articles, they put a prefix in front of a word. And then also, and suffixes act as either plural or singular, male or female. So, and past, present, and future all have different suffixes which you add. So we started out with your basic present tense verbs, conjugating a lot, worked your way up to past and then future conjugations. So there's a lot, again, a lot of repetition and a lot of conjugating over and over again in the workbooks where we would read a story. And then there were a lot of fill in the blank exercises that were used. So obviously there's definitely a pattern to Hebrew. So once you've gotten down a lot of the conjugations and you see that pattern, then you just grow your vocabulary by reading. And so that was the basic idea behind it. At the very beginning level, there was not a lot of speaking on the lower levels. Once you got to the higher levels, the teacher started speaking to you more in Hebrew and expecting you to answer. But at the very beginning levels, we spoke mostly in English. And then I don't, it was a long time ago, but I don't remember the teacher specifically giving us strategies of study. But I remember that I definitely then and now still use a lot of the strategies that were mentioned in the reading, guessing from context, flashcards, word part analysis. Again, it really helps me now looking at the prefixes and the suffixes can definitely help you figure out how many, whether you're talking about past or present, things like that. So, and then using a dictionary. So I definitely myself used all 4 of those strategies, although I don't remember specifically learning to use them in class. They did not assess us by what was known or not known. Every year we came in, I don't know, they seemed to start from the very beginning, so weren't a lot of trained teachers teaching the Hebrew. So we would come in, I felt like we were always starting from the beginning again. Definitely no assessment. And that's pretty much it in terms of how I started learning Hebrew. And I'd love to hear other people's feedback and looking forward to hearing about other people's experiences. Thank you.